In Chapter 3, we made some quick changes to the overall template. You recall that we added our logo and the curved design to the bottom of our slides. Now we'll take that customization further, using the techniques we just learned to manipulate text and objects. In this video, we're going to adjust the text alignment, font weight, color, bullets, positioning, and more. And we'll do it in a way that affects all of our slides at once. We'll also pay special attention to the various layouts and make small changes to them as well. Our goal is to make every slide look fantastic. Let's start by accessing the Slide Master view and surveying what we have. We'll click on the View tab, and then Slide Master. Along the left, we see our first Slide Master, linked to 11 different layouts. These are the same layouts that we've been using during our course. If I hover over them, it tells me their name: Title Slide Layout, Title and Content Layout. Let me take a second to point out the ones that are most important. I already showed you the first two. Let's continue. Section Header, the two column layouts, Title Only, blank. And then here's a few that we're not even using. In fact, we can start by deleting the ones we're unlikely to use. If we right-click, we can choose Delete Layout. Notice what follows our first set of layouts, another Slide Master. You'll recall that this is from the customer service slideshow that we pasted in a while back. These are not consistent with the rest of my slideshow, and I'm going to delete these too. I'll right-click and choose Delete Master. Now I can scroll back up my list and see the remaining layouts with the one and only Slide Master. But since we removed those for customer service, let's close the master view and see how that affected those slides. We'll use Slide Sorter View and scroll down to the bottom. As you can see, the blue background behind these slides is gone, and they match the rest of our slideshow. Now let's start making some changes to the layouts in our template. We'll return to Slide Master View, and we'll use a shortcut. I'm going to hold down Shift and click on the little icon here that brings us to normal view. Before we address each individual layout, let's return to the Slide Master, the large one at the top of the list on the left. I'm going to select the title area by the boundary, go to the Home tab, we'll make it bold, and align it to the left. Let's also change the content to black and remove the bullets for a cleaner look. We'll select the entire text box, turn off the bullets, pull down the font menu, choose Standard and Black. Again, you'll see that this has affected nearly every slide layout that we have. On the title and content layout, I'm going to remove the background curve and add it myself again in a different location. Now I can't click here to select that object because it's part of the master up above. Instead, I'll click on the Slide Master tab and choose to hide the background graphics. That eliminates the logo and the curve. I'm going to return to the Slide Master and select both to bring them back in by copy and paste. Control-C to copy, and Control-V to paste. Now I'll select just the curve and bring it up to the top, where I'm going to make it just a little bit shorter. Again, I can use my arrow keys to adjust it. Now I'll adjust the text boxes on each of my layouts so they don't conflict with my graphics. For example, here, I'll bring the text box just down a hair. Let's quickly review each of the layouts and make any other changes to the text boxes so they don't conflict with the graphics behind them. Here's a quick tip. If you want to modify multiple text boxes at the same time, click on the first, hold down Shift, and then click on the second, or third, or fourth. In Chapter 1, I discussed white space, and I'm going to apply that lesson here to the template. I want to generally increase the space between and after each line. So from the Slide Master, I'll select the text box here, click on Home and Paragraph, and then modify the settings. We can't see much of a difference here, so let's return to the normal view and see how our new line spacing option appears. Not too bad. I definitely want my department title slides to be a little bit more interesting. For example, here, Sales, and here, Fulfillment. I'm going to hold down Shift again and click on the Normal button. Notice, by the way, that it brings me directly to the layout that that particular slide was using. Let's click here to select the boundary of the text box, make it a little bit larger, and I think I'm going to add some reflection. Consider that our largest department name is just Human Resources, so as long as it fits, I'm not worried about the text wrapping like we see here. For that matter, I'm not worried about these text boxes overlapping with each other. Generally, the words here, here, and up above are only going to be a single line, hopefully just a few words. Let's return back to our slides and see how our new section headings look. There's Fulfillment and Human Resources. Granted, some of our slides do need some individual tweaking, but overall things are looking much better. Keep in mind that your slideshow can have multiple slide masters, each with their own multiple layouts, kind of like the customer service master and layouts before we removed them. This is great if you want to have multiple designs within the same show. If you're like me, you'll spend a lot of time in Slide Master View getting everything just right. And to continue that, let's move on and learn how to build our own layouts.